Today, we continue our exploration of linear regression and machine learning with Activity 2. After having understood the basics with Activity 1, it's time to move on to the next step. In this video, we will deepen our understanding of simple linear regression in Python, and see how to improve our model, analyze the results, and better predict our data. So, if you are ready to take it to the next level, and master the rest of linear regression in Python, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.
Hello and welcome to this Python tutorial. In a previous tutorial we took care of the data preprocessing step, which is a compulsory step anytime you want to make a machine learning model. So that's what we did in the first step. Now the data is all well preprocessed. We have our training set here with X-train and Y-train, and our test set composed of X-test and Y-test. And we didn't have to apply feature scaling. As you can see on X-train here, we have the numbers of years of experience as they were originally. And that's because the library that we're going to choose to build our simple linear regression model will take care of that for us. And speaking of library, that's what we're going to do in this tutorial, because we are going to fit the simple linear regression model to the training set. And to do this, we're going to use this specific library that will do the job for us, and you will see how easy it is to fit the simple linear regression model to the training set. So let's do this right now. The first thing that we need to do is obviously to import this specific library. And so we're going to import it from scikit-learn, which contains a great deal of libraries and tools to make machine learning models. And so the library that we're going to use for simple linear regression is the linear model library from scikit-learn. And then in this library we are going to import a class, which is the linear regression class. And then what will happen is the following thing. We are going to create an object of the linear regression class, and this object will actually be the regressor, the simple linear regressor. And so we're going to call this object regressor simply because it's going to be the regressor that we will fit to the training set. And actually, in order to fit it to the training set, we will use something called a method, because the linear regression class contains several methods, and one of them is the fit method. And this method is like a tool, a function that will fit your regressor object that we will create to the training set. So let's write the code and everything will be all clear. So the first thing that we need to do is to import the linear regression class. So let's do this. So since we are importing this class from scikit-learn linear model library, we will first write from sklearn that linear underscore model, which is the name of the library. And so from this library, we are going to import the linear regression class. And the linear regression class is spelled this way, with capital L in linear and capital R in regression. No space. Here it is, that's your class, the linear regression class. And so now we are going to create an object of this linear regression class that we will call regressor. So here I'm writing regressor, and that's where I'm creating my object of the linear regression class. And to create an object of the class, here we need to call the linear regression class. And to call it, we simply write its name, linear regression, and then we write parentheses, because by doing this, this is like a function that will return an object of itself, which is actually the regressor. And actually, if we click here at the end of linear regression, and if we press Command plus I, that will inspect this class, and we will be able to get some info about this class. So let's do this. Let's press Command plus I, and here, as you can see in the object inspector, I have some information about the linear regression class. So the main information that we're mostly interested in are the parameters. But here, that's just to show you that we can get some information about the class and that there are some parameters to input. But these are not compulsory parameters to input, and therefore we will not input any parameters here. We are satisfied with this. With this, we can create a simple linear regression model. We don't need to input the parameters. So that's it. With this simple line, the regressor object is made, and now what we need to do is to fit it to the training set. And so, as I told you, a class contains some methods, and one of these methods is the fit method, and that's the method we will use to fit the regressor object to our training set. And so to use this method, we need to first take the object, regressor. Then by adding a dot here, we can, as you can see, call the different methods of the linear regression class. These are all the methods, and so the method we want to choose is the fit method, because it's the method that will fit our regressor object to the training set. So let's press enter here, and now we're taking the fit method. And so now we need to add some parentheses because we need to specify which data set we want to fit the regressor to. And of course it's a training set. And remember, the training set in Python is composed of X-train and Y-train. So here we will need to specify both. And actually we can do the same here for fit. We can inspect it by pressing Command plus I. And as you can see, this gives the information about the fit method and especially the parameters to input. And here you can see that the first parameter is X, which is the training data. And by training data here, they mean that it's the matrix of features of the training set. And the matrix of features of the training set is the matrix of the independent variable, that is X-train. Because if we go to Variable Explorer here, you can see that X-train contains the independent variable and only the independent variable, and that's where we want to input for this X here. So that means that the first argument is X-train. And then what is the second argument? It says that the second argument is Y, and that Y is the target values. So the target values is just another name for dependent variable, because these are the target values that we want to predict. And of course this has to be associated to X-train here because we are fitting our regressor to the training set. So Y here is going to be the dependent variable vector of the training set, that is Y-train. So here for the second parameter we need to input Y underscore train. And that's it. This line of code fits your regressor object, which is an object of the linear regression class, to the training set composed of X-train and Y-train. And so now this code section is ready, so we are ready to select this and execute, and this will not only create our simple linear regressor, but also it will fit this regressor to our training data. That means that by executing this code section here, our model will already learn the correlations of our training set to learn how it can predict the dependent variable, which is the salary, based on the information of the independent variable, that is the number of years of experience. So now let's press Command or Control plus Enter to execute this code section here. And here we go. Our simple linear regressor is created and fitted to the training set. So if you want to compare it to machine learning, well, here the machine is the simple linear regression model, and learning is the fact that this simple linear regression machine learned on the training set here, composed of X-train and Y-train. So that's what machine learning is. We created a machine, which is the regressor here, the simple linear regressor, and we made this machine learn on the training set to understand the correlations between the experience and the salary, so that this machine, based on its learning experience, can then predict the salary with respect to the experience. So that's what machine learning is about. This is the most simple machine learning model, and we just created it. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. In this tutorial we created our simple linear regression machine, and in the next tutorial we will use this simple linear regressor to predict some new observations, and these new observations will be the test set observations. So I'll see you in the next tutorial, and until then, enjoy machine learning.